Wait, is he switching lanes?
Now approaching the final pick, and what a ride it's been.
A moment of hesitation, but we're getting closer to the game changer, and what a legendary journey we've been on.
I mean, there's so many excellent options, but one of them has to be a perfect
They're about
fit.
to lock in.
Oh, what a pick!
What a way to close things out.
Explore over 30 hotel brands in legendary destinations. Marriott Bonvoy, a check-in at every checkpoint.
Red Bull gives you wings.
No, on to 5! What an ulti!
What an incredible play there from...
Oh, that was incredible! You love to see it.
Right, yeah, let's really
What
get into...
a move! He's just so good. I mean, the persistence, the patience to find the angle. You just don't see that from rookies. He's got it all. He's got the bad.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Ooh, that looks good. Do you want to maybe share a little bit? Yeah.
What a move!
The human body was built to move. Not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid workers, artists, backing your every move.
If you had it all, would you look the fall in the eyes? Could you walk away this time? Will you realize, recognize it's never over? And the flame that once had died, awaken. Will you rise above the days to come? Will you be enough? Will you walk away this time? 'Cause we all face the fires, and we stray from the light. Go leave the pain behind. Feel that rush, feel the taste. Can you feel it? Rid the pain. Wash it away and stand again. Will you turn and run from what's to come? Will you face it all? Or will you fall away again? What's calling out to be found when the time is right? When the time is right. 'Cause we all face the fires, and we stray from the light. Go leave the pain behind. Feel that rush, feel the taste. Can you feel it? Rid the pain. Wash it away and stand again. Feel the rush, feel the taste. Wash away what used to be. Will you make your stand? The world in your hands again. 'Cause we all face the fires, and we stray from the light. Turn the page and make it right. Feel that rush, feel the taste. Can you feel it? Rid the pain. Wash it away and stand again.
Welcome everyone to Tiebreaker Day here at the LEC. As we see a Vitality walking arm in arm, completely focused on the incredible trial in front of them. And while there are a lot of smiles and fantastic beards, it is an incredibly high stakes day for both of these lineups.
We're getting the slow-mo cam. Oh, we're walking
production.
in with some aura today.
Oh, he's got hands. Look at that combo. Cost less enthused. Sheo.
Oh, he's signing it off.
he's
This
signing
game's
it off.
signed
It's done.
off.
It's
Easy
done.
peasy.
Oh, the only time Camilo isn't smiling. Oh, it's actually possible. He cannot smile. We're going to keep things simple here. It's going to be us at the cash desk. We'll bring a player up depending on who wins. I'm Dracos, that's Vedius. We have a single best of one here for tiebreakers, and it's just a few minutes before we get into picks and bans, so thank you guys for joining us. Of course, if you're not sure how we got here, there was a three-way tie for fifth between GX, Heretics, and Vitality, decided by total game score. So not match score, you can see that's all 4-5, but the 10-11, that slight difference where GX was able to get an extra game, automatically gave them fifth, which resulted in this final tiebreaker for 6th place between Team Heretics and Team Vitality, the game that we're playing today.
Yeah. And given the results of the last time that they met, Heretics is going to have side selection. And it looks like today they're going to be playing on the blue side. And we're getting a bit of a recap on your screen of what happened last time. And it was a chaotic series, to say the very least.
Yeah.
Some of you may remember, like, that's really where Sheo's name became very apparent in the league, because of his insane engages, the miracle plays that he was able to find, and so many of the Team Heretics members clutching up. It was also the cast where I said, this game is unlosable for Vitality.
And then Heretics said, Betty, shut your mouth. You cursed them, because you did. And I think, yeah, this is the thing that, this is the game that you hope that Vitality have not held on to, because as much as there was a 3.5K gold lead, this is a game that Heretics at the end of the day managed to come out on top, and laughter is a lot of smile. It wasn't the proudest win, but they managed to scrape through and get those wins, and that's kind of the story of Team Heretics, finding wins where no one expected them to, and now in a position where, despite having overall a slightly better season for Vitality outside of this last like 2 weeks, they're now playing a single game to see if they can make it.
And this is the thing, Vitality, it feels like that they can ride the high right now.
Yeah.
After returning from France, of course, there are question marks around how much the travel will impact them after only arriving back yesterday. But they had some really impressive games in France, getting a very close series against KC. They absolutely decimated SK on Sunday. And Heretics also just coming off the back of a 2-0 loss to Giant X as well. So the momentum definitely feels like it's in Vitality's favor, and coming into today's matchup, it feels like that they're the favorites.
I mean, 100%. It has to be so hard to come into a best of 3 that if you win, that's not even a question. There's not even a tiebreaker. We're just done. We wrap it up. We go home. You don't even see us here today. Lose that match so decisively to GX, and now we need to be able to take down Vitality in a game that you probably didn't even want to be playing in the first place. But that's just how the cookie crumbles.
That is how the cookie crumbles.
I'm nervous for Team Heretics. It's such a cool story. You want to believe in the underdog, this rookie lineup. But Vitality, as inconsistent as they've been, have definitely been a team that's shown us high highs.
100%.
Shown us that they can compete at the very least mechanically. And when their coordination is on point, too, this is a team, a force to be reckoned with. How they decide or we decide and how we know when that level of performance is going to show up is still a little bit beyond me. But the consistency has been getting a bit better, as you highlighted, from what we saw this weekend.
And ultimately, it's a best of one. So these teams have got to really bring their A game into this single game to demonstrate that they've got everything that they have in order to pull out all the stops, because there will be no opportunity to bounce back. There will be no opportunity to change things around. It ultimately all comes down to this final game between Heretics and Vitality. We're going to be jumping into draft, and we're going to begin what will be the beginning of the playoffs for one of these teams, and it will be the ending for the other, as their spring split will end.
Yep. Here we are. Picks and bans. Again, reminder, Fearless doesn't really come into play when it's only a best of one. So we'll see what the focus is, what the name of the game is.
The Nico ban will come through from Heretics.
And look, that's a target. I mean, in general, you could say it's a strong meta pick, but we know who that's for.
We know who it's for.
That's for Niski, a support whose reputation is constantly memed, and yet he is still winning a decent number of games.
He is. The Pantheon going to quickly follow suit. Linsis, known for his carry jungle style, his Nefiri has been something terrifying that has found a lot of success here in the league. Now we see the Maokai taken away from Sheo, one of the big facilitators. His Sejuani has been his most played during the regular season. So that is still available, but when we think about priority picks, we're always thinking about things like the Rumble. We're thinking about Talia banned away. We're thinking about Varus, some of these high-impact champions that can have huge presence and can be very safe, blind pickable picks. The Gwen taken away from Naknako on the top side of the map. How will Vitality look to round things out?
Well, ultimately, a little bit more time here. The Talia ban I do respect, but we've limited at least one of those premier options for jungle mid duos that can make a lot happen. The Ahri Vi is still on the table, although And actually, in a best of one, I really like when you can play something a little bit more explosive. I think it does give you the edge if you can come out swinging. Wouldn't be surprised, though, if this game is a lot more tempered, a lot more chill, just because of the stakes that are present and the fact that it's a return to best of one. We do see the bars locked in.
Shouldn't come as a surprise. Very powerful AD carry. Has been all split long, but with the Talia taken away, Azir naturally rises in priority. It's not been something that Chayak has put a huge amount of priority on, but of course, with the Talia gone, the value of the pushing wave, the scalability, perhaps that scaling angle is the safest thing to go when you are in this high pressure environment and there's a lot on the line potentially. Just going for something safe and scaling in the Azir makes a lot of sense. Vitality now, they have room to lock in their jungler if they want things like the Xin Zhao, the Neferi, all still available for Linsus, depending on what direction he's thinking about. See what direction he decides to go. Of course, they could just respond to something like an Ezreal of their own.
Ooh, Jhin instead going to be the option. More utility focus for Carzzy. Perhaps a game where we see Vitality play a bit more around the top side. Giving that bot side utility pick.
I'm thinking back to Carzzy's performance over the weekend on this Jhin, and he was just monstrous on the pick. His positioning, his movement, he had massive impact, so maybe they're just defaulting to Comfort. It is one of his most played. You know, on the side of Heretics, I feel like mid lane is something that they'll want to try and grab within this first rotation alongside the jungle. They are hovering Neferi. They're going to lock that one in for Sheo.
I feel like obviously Neferi has been a pretty solid pick. Really high highs, some low lows, but it isn't really what I would expect Team Heretics to bet their playoffs chances on.
Yeah, I mean, an early rotation means that they came in with this game plan. Part of it is denial, taking that away from Linsus, but also it's putting the responsibility on Sheo to be part of that carry jungle responsibility. When we see this team at its best, it's often when Sheo is stepping up and being that carry for the team. Norla's going to be locked in, means that Heretics guarantee themselves a strong bot lane 2 versus 2.
Incredibly important to have, especially against the Jhin. I think just that reliable go button, the combination of the Varus ultimate as well as the Nado Assault. We'll see if Vitality want to respond with support again here, or if perhaps jungle is the option just to ensure they have something aggressive for Linsus. Kind of crazy to see a draft where Vi is completely not present, but I guess once Pantheon is taken off the table, that does seem to be the most conventional trade that people are comfortable with.
Yeah. Both the junglers also just aren't massive Vi players, you know. It's but also I think Vi is definitely a little bit hit or miss, at least on stage here in the LEC. So we'll see how things pan out as we do have the Neferi versus Xin matchup. Both junglers looking to have high impact in this game. One of the great things about that Norla's pick as well is that we've seen Niski have a tendency more towards these range supports, and I think that Norla's is just a great pick into them. So it makes that matchup a little bit harder for Niski, especially if he's already thinking about something like a Karma, one of those facilitated champions, decent poke, gives you a strong lane matchup alongside the Jhin, can help support the Xin Zhao as well. Alistar going to be taken away, so Heretics want to mitigate some of the engaged supports that could be good into the matchup. Meanwhile, we've seen a lot of Sylas from Camilo, something that throughout this year has been a pick that he likes a lot, and he's had some cool outplays on it as well, so they want to take that away so that he can't steal away things like the Xin ultimate and the Azir ulti.
Yeah, also, I mean, just would love to see more melee focus in these games. Again, I think that it's normal when teams come onto the play and they have a more scaling sort of focus, but I really prefer some all-out aggression, and both teams at least packing a little bit of firepower here. But the top lane pick for Knock still remains the biggest question for me. And Bess has also been taken away. Vitality, do they have one of those spicy counter picks ready to go? Would love to see it.
Yasuo going to be banned away. Does this mean that Carlson's thinking about, nah, perhaps Vines?
Perhaps just doesn't want to flip it. Yasuo hasn't even really looked good for us domestically. No. But I think limiting variables in a best of one.
I mean, Nako is, you know,
is incredibly good at it. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think solo queue pick,
it's
right?
a solo queue pick. He's the Yasuo Yone. He likes the win bros.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where tiebreaker, you sit there and go, I don't want to give you that comfort. You know? We talked about range supports. I think Renata is really good into Nautilus. I remember back when Renata came out, it was often used as a response into the Nautilus just because of how easily you can bully into the matchup. And when Nautilus hooks, it makes it very easy to land that ultimate.
And also just punishes the Neferi very well. Even if she can go untargetable and dodge out on the hostile takeover, it's so hard for her to get those one-shots onto key targets on the backline. And the backline is just getting scarier and scarier for the side of Vitality, but Team Heretics want to pack a bit more firepower, a little bit more pick potential coming through as the Ahri's now locked in.
Gives you a little bit of side lane threat, but I don't love Ahri in the current meta. I think that with the Rod of Ages build being gone, her damage isn't always the best. She doesn't have the strongest one-shot potential, especially with a Renata on the other side. Like, she's a decent side laner for sure. She can help just clear waves. Ooh, and the Aatrox going to be locked in for Carson on the top side. Naka, though, he has the freedom to get the counter pick. We'll see how they round things out, because right now Vitality, they have a solid comp. They've got great front to back, a little bit more tankiness, maybe a little bit more engage could be an option for them. Something like a Gnar could be very safe as well if they just want a little bit more of a well-rounded comp. Gives them good side laning, gives them the ability to stay safe in lane, and it looks like that's the direction they're going.
Yeah, and ultimately a champion who can offer a bit in team fights and a bit on side lane, as you mentioned, although immediate engage options for the side of Vitality are a little bit more difficult. And we saw this in some of the games yesterday too, certainly the game 2 that we cast, Vedius, where there wasn't a lot of engage, but you've got Jhin for setup in the form of utility. That'll be a boon for Vitality. Perhaps the Azir can make some plays, and Renata with a handshake is in as well. But little bits of engage, but no clear, reliable go button. On the opposite side for Team Heretics, a decent number of tools to start fights. Nautilus does patch up a lot of those weak points quite easily, but we're looking for the Charm Flashes as well as Flackett's ulti once he hits level 6. But a lot of my eyes are kind of just going to be centered around seeing what these junglers can do in the early game. You expect Linces to be a bit more favored in terms of early impact with the Xin.
100%. I think junglers is the name of the game. This bot lane for Heretics, I think, has a lot of setup for Shao, and would definitely be where I set my sights early. I think it's going to be hard for the Ahri to get prio and potentially roam towards bot lane. I expect that mid lane matchup to be a little bit more of a farm fest. But yeah, a lot of pick potential on the side of Heretics. I really like the team fight strength, though, of Vitality. I think it's a very straightforward composition. I think in theory it's easy to execute. You've got a lot of potential poke, and that means that the burden of execution sort of falls on Heretics to be able to find the outplay against Vitality, and we'll see if they're able to do that.
Definitely a tough thing to do, but the tools to snowball. Perhaps a position where Team Heretics can take over, not take it to the late game. Look to close out cleanly, confidently against Vitality. No audience here today, but still a few cheers. Let's go.
Welcome to
For the players, we hope that maybe they find peace in this. Soothing, no outside distractions. No one roasting Niski except from within his own
I think
team.
some family is here.
Some family is here.
Yeah.
I believe.
I don't know whose parents, but some Heretics players' parents are definitely.
Or brothers and sisters. They seemed very young, Vedius.
That was okay.
Look, a little flattery goes a long way.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Youthful.
That's fair.
All right, so we talked about it, jungle, bot lane. Those are the 2 points that we're looking at, short of something explosive happening. When you have knock versus Carlson, there is the potential for maybe the 1v1 to get more bloody than expected, but we'll talk about it when it does happen.
Yeah, I mean, just a standard line of scrimmage for the time being. Teams naturally don't want to do anything too chaotic. Of course, a lot on the line for both of these teams. And again, if you're just tuning in, this is, of course, the tiebreaker to determine which team will qualify for the LEC Spring playoffs, and the other will be eliminated from the Spring Split. Top 6 in this spring season are the only spots we have available.
Yep.
And with 5 of them occupied, both of these teams are fighting for that last spot.
And knowing the opponent, especially that stands in front of them, it's GX, right? Top 4, different. You get the pick, you get the luxury of double elimination, but the pressure doesn't really stop, even if you're able to find this. Although you get a bit more time as the level 1. Pretty explosive. Niski still trading back aggressively. Sten loses about half his health, and that range advantage doing okay, but I think good of Team Heretics to at least be able to have a relatively even trade despite the range discrepancy.
I mean, the heal immediately got burned, right? So I think that they're not too unhappy about that. You look at Shao's pathing and notice he's doing a topside clear, pathing towards bot. So if there's an opportunity for a gank, it'll definitely be in that direction. Keep my eyes as well. Lince's looking to mirror that path, so he's there to potentially cover as well. Nice early vision investment on the bot side river. Excuse me, because we've noticed that Neferi in particular is a champion that can have some sneaky jungle paths just because of her ability to jump over walls. And so looking for a potential invade is something that they wanted to prepare for, and it looks like that it did not come through. So Linces doing his full clear, doesn't have to change anything up. He's feeling pretty safe and confident in the early game as so far across the boards. Small advantage gained on the top side. You can see Knucknucko leveraging his range advantage and the high cooldowns of this Aatrox make it harder for him to last hit every CS.
Yeah, level 5, level 7, a few more points in the queue. The Darkin Blade. Maybe Carlson can start to trade back, but Gnar is notoriously frustrating to lane against early on as Vitality still pretty comfortable to push forward. You saw the bit of mid-prio that Camilla was able to establish for himself did result in a ward that has yet to see Lincys, but at least covers one possible gank path, and will now spot him. Thank you, observers. Well highlighted. The pings now come out as well. So Vitality, they don't have a lot of great coverage here. Now we're going to finally back away. We do now know that Lincys is in the area, courtesy of the Scryer's Bloom, however.
Cho, we talked about the creative pathing. He's jumped over the Dragon Wall. He's managed to circumvent the vision. The hook comes through.
The hook, Ignite going down onto Niski as well. Bailout there too. Niski, this is a little bit crazy. The Bailout finally about to fit the way, but Sten doesn't want to overcommit. No staggering blows. I thought for sure he'd try to go for the kill there, but holds onto his flash at the very least, and a pretty big punish, but no kill.
Ultimately, it's an advantage gained for Vitality. Flack had used Flash, used Cleanse. Sten also dropped the Ignite. While Niski, he did expend the Flash. He did it for the enemy AD carry, so overall I'd say that's worth. Kazi's still healthy on the Summoner Spell department. Sheo spent a decent amount of time bot, but of course the overall advantage going to Sheo as he's able to pick up the second Scuttle Crab in the early game.
And those little advantages add up. Early item push with the Fury, you can get that Shojin online, get a lot of work done. Chayak coming back to lane. Milo has yet to TP, but Chayak doing well for himself in the isolated 1v1 despite, okay, 12 gold deficit is kind of a fake gold deficit, but he's doing well. He's got a health advantage, he's still held on to the TP. It's kind of what you want out of this early game. We'll see if Camilla, once he hits level 6, can try to make some plays in mid lane. But Chayak just sitting back, scaling comfortably is a pretty good sight for Vitality fans.
I imagine he's going to look to spend the TP himself now. Keeping an eye on the minimap. Reset's going to come through from Kazi as well. He's going to spend some gold himself. Overall, nothing too crazy.
Top side. I mean, a quiet game. I think this is the thing about these high stakes, especially best of ones. I think it was a best of 3. Maybe we see something a little bit more aggressive, but both teams know what's on the line. Neither one wants to flip it. That bot side play where I thought maybe Sten would get more aggressive, a much more conservative choice. Didn't burn the flash, didn't try to finish off Niski. But with Dragon up, perhaps Vitality want to fight a bit more.
Thing is, I think there's always that extra moment of hesitation, right? Of making that first play, just because so much is on the line. That best
it's like
of one.
It's a floodgate, really, usually.
And like teams always talk about how quickly games like this can just snowball out of control. So the tendency is to just play more on the reserved side, wait for those plays that are like 80-20, rather than playing for the 60-40. And so I think you're seeing that reservation, which again, when we come back to draft, especially in Europe, types of draft like Vitality are often just the better drafts in situations like this because you just get to scale, you know?
Yeah.
You don't overcomplicate the draft. You're fine playing a slower game. You recognize that people are going to be nervous. They're going to be hesitant to always pull the trigger. But Sheo, he's eager. He's fishing for something.
Bit of damage down on the Karzi.
It's no easy hook angle, though.
And how do you imagine have to know that something is up? Winds becomes lightning. See the ward come down over the wall. They're confident now that Sheo is on the bottom side of the map. The Camilla's here too. Vitality need to be careful. The engage range of this Ahri is big. Sten flashing in the hook, not connecting though. Both the Dark Dagger's gonna miss as well. So Heretics thought they had an angle. They definitely had a man advantage, but ability's not quite connecting.
Yeah, if the hook connects, then that's definitely a play, and we get a lot of fighting, but that's the flash gone, and Lincys is still hovering around.
Sten now rooted up. Lincys gonna full commit here. His handshake has gone down, but Lincys is only level 5! And now the Polygon is coming out. He will manage to heal back up, but Sheo's ready to go. And Ulti could start to turn things around. Goes untargetable. They get one back. Good bailout coming in from Niski to make it a 1-for-1, but it's jungle for support traded.
We talked about how this bot lane was going to be the focus and jungle involvement was going to be crucial, and both junglers have just been hovering around this duo. Lincys forces the play knowing that Sten doesn't have his flash available and knows he has the security of the bailout. With the hook going wide once more, Sten gets rooted up and it's an easy engage option for Lincys, but he gets targeted so quickly this early on. The level 6 secured for Sheo as well, but it means the Vitality still get that first blood, but at this point he's committed. He realizes no way out, so at the very least he trades 1-for-1. Both AD carries pick up a kill and the Dragon falls in favor of Heretics. So overall, I would say advantage to Heretics.
Definitely. I think the fact that Sheo also has a little bit of an XP advantage didn't end up being super crucial, but was nice to have. Still a good look from Vitality. They bursted so much of Sten's health down before Aftershock came available, before he was able to proc it in any way. That said, level 5 for Sten. Can just look, force something aggressive here. By himself, not that scary, but with Sheo standing behind him, the potential for damage is pretty massive. Charm connects. No immediate follow-up.
Swaps from both sides to the top side of the map, ready for the Grubs contest.
The Team Heretics are just a step ahead.
It's interesting because it was Vitality that actually ended up swapping first, but it's that control in mid-wave.
Look out, nice handshake back from Niski. Well timed, Camilla now trying to follow up. Charm onto Niski. Doesn't want to let him give him the chance to bail, but he had to bail out himself. Sten, still living! Sten, still standing, they're turning back. Card's gonna try to free fire. The body blocks are ready to go. Taking in turns. He tries to curve the bullet, but it's still 3 Grubs up. Dash in from Kamilu. Charm connects. Q there as well, but now Chayak's on the way in. The route coming in from Carzy is clean. Kamilu overstaying. It's a kill back for Vitality. They may just turn to the Grubs.
Heretics overstay their welcome. They'd gotten that initial pick, but Karzi's ultimate did a lot because he was threatening onto Sten. They had to tank all of the bullets, meaning that now with the health difference the way that it is, Vitality's more eager to fight with the arrival of Chayak. Kamilu goes for that single player onto Carzy, and at that point, he's now invested everything, and Carzy gets a nice little outplay, connecting the route onto Kamilu, meaning that Chayak then sets up for the counterplay. Grubs go in favor of Vitality, the kills remain 2-2, and we look back at the play, and again, it's Stend initially getting caught. The problem is they don't quite have the damage to get this initial kill. Kamilu arrives and Chayak is still on the rotation. A nice route comes down onto Lintus, followed up by the ultimate from Flackhead, makes it even harder for him to follow up. But this ulti was crucial from Carzy just because of how much damage it did to the backline. While the charm does connect, Flackhead and Kamilu just don't have the damage between them to really threaten Carzy. So he goes for a little bit more, doesn't respect how much damage he actually needs, and then Chayak ends up getting the punish.
Definitely a bit rough. The gold still does feel very close, but most of the gold lead, the entire gold lead really, is in the hands of Sheo, while the solo laners of Vitality quietly amassing these individual leads. Cole as well for Knock-Knocko feeling super comfortable in that side lane. It's only going to feel better now that he has all 3 Grubs picked up. Carlson needs to be careful, but Sheo has been, I mean, credit to him, always where he's needed to be in these early game plays, but it's still Vitality winning out. 2v4. Carlson with the tower beside him. TP used. Niski locked up for a moment. Infernal Chains not quite going to bring him back. He's laying even, so this shouldn't cost Camilla too much, but losing the TP to defend the dive does feel a bit awkward.
Blackett given so much free reign to hit onto the top tower, though. He's going to be picking up a decent number of plates for himself. He's already got a nice CS lead, but getting that extra gold from the plates is going to be a nice advantage. TP now going to be committed by Knock-Knocko towards the top side of the map as Chayak moves back towards mid, and the lane's called kind of reset to neutral. Nice idea from Vitality, as rightly said, by getting the TP out from Kamilu, that's already a win. The problem is they'd already committed kind of 5 people to the bot side, and it was 1-2 men.
And ultimately, Knock-Knocko has to TP back to the top lane, balancing out the TPs. And it's really Flackett who wins out there, able to grab those plates. Not for free, certainly. There's a ton of context kind of unfolding around him, but definitely the winner in that entire exchange is Heretics now setting up on the bottom side of the map. Still 90 seconds till Drake, but they do want to clear out a little bit of vision. And this is the power of the trio you see invading the jungle of Vitality. Carzy walks into Fog of War here, and Kamilu is waiting a charm into a hook. Vitality know it. Sending a lot of members down, want to reclaim their own side of the jungle.
Vitality back to playing a slower game. They're more than happy to just continue farming.
We're not sure if it spotted Sheo.
Nice awareness by Carzy. He looked at the map state. He realized, I don't have jungle support. I can't really approach the wave. That's also a stacked wave. It's a high risk. The people are hovering and threatening a dive. So a good use of his ward keeps him alive. Nice bit of poke damage comes through from Flackett as the dragon spawns in 40 seconds. Resets need to come through from Sten as he looks to replenish his ward base. Kamilu taking a lot of damage. He needs to be cautious.
Kamilu is struggling in the 1v1 here against Chayak, as Ari into this is year.
I mean, getting that kill on the top side really swung the gold in Chayak's favor. Obviously, it doesn't look that significant, but if Chayak can just complete that Leandries ahead of this next fight, that would be huge for him, especially with the TP. But Kamilu getting the Malignance is a nice item to pick up, especially with the Dragon just around the corner. Notably, Sheo is on the top side of the map right now, so Heretics don't have the best position. Early vision investment from them from their prior invade means that they definitely won't have to contest blind. They get the push in mid, Chayak goes back to base, gets that upgrade, along with the Ruby Crystal. So ultimately, relatively even in terms of itemization across the board, I would say.
Yeah, and I think overall, we talked about it before, the scaling does favor Vitality. Heretics, arguably better tools to find these picks, to force these plays, but haven't really found the angle to get single kills without losing something in exchange. Maybe it does get easier now that the Malignance is available for Camilo. Good charm over the wall, connecting on Linsis, but only a bit of a chunk before the Dragon inevitably gets started.
I mean, this is what Heretics need to do. Leverage Fog of War. When Vitality come to face check, they're getting poked away at. And it's important to recognize that Linsis is really the only one that can face check. I suppose you could use the soldiers to try and fish around in the bushes, but even then you're putting yourself within pick range, especially from a flash charm. So it's difficult for Vitality to actually approach these objectives, and that makes it much easier for Heretics, assuming they play patiently, to chip away at their HP bars.
Moving down the river now. A bit of vision set up, not quite spotted by that control ward. Fog well highlighted by our observers as Camilo goes over the wall, locking up the Zin. The instant follow coming through as Sheo goes right on top. Niski taken out in the blink of an eye.
A great example of what we were talking about. Niski, not even that overextended, but Heretics, they managed to reclaim vision control over the river. Niski doesn't react in time to the play from Camilo, and it ends up being converted into a quick pick and the Dragon as well. So Heretics playing their composition patiently, smoothly, and getting a nice little lead here in the early game.
And see if they can keep that momentum going now. So good to be able to put yourself in a position to get soul point on the next Drake. Of course, 44 seconds until Herald spawns, so one objective after another. Maybe they can reset and get control fast enough. But currently, Carlson losing out on topside push, so it may be a bit tricky.
Well, this is what I wanted to say, because something you mentioned earlier was that the solo laners of Vitality have just been quietly farming away. And Naknako completely isolated. We have not seen jungle intervention in this top lane matchup whatsoever. But also, while that play was happening around the Dragon, Chak just continued to farm. He's level 11. Dracos. He's extended his 300 gold lead to 600 gold leads.
Yeah.
And even though it was Camilo that got that initial kill, like, this Azir is just, he is escalating incredibly quickly. So Vitality's game plan is very clear. Continue to farm, continue to scale. They're trusting in their later game team fighting and their ability to outplay Heretics. And a lot of trust is coming down to these solo laners to find those outplays and be the win condition for Vitality.
Definitely true. Linsis moving bot lane. Looks like the call is to dive bottom to take down this tower. In the meantime, Sheo has started the Herald. Naknako wandering towards that objective you can see on the mini-map with the dive where we're going to keep our focus. Linsis connecting on the Wind Becomes Lightning. Nice hook into the charm. Tower's going to keep connecting. Ulti as well, forcing the flash out from Linsis. And again, this bot lane tower has been the bane of Vitality. That's 2 dives back-to-back where they haven't gotten the kill. The good news is, while they did lose the Herald, they will eventually break this tier 1.
That they will. And they will secure the first tower blood for the game. Meanwhile, on the rest of the map, you mentioned the Herald. But with Kazi sitting in mid lane and Naknako kind of freezing the wave on top, there's not really much else for Heretics to convert it into. Of course, the Herald will be nice to have when it comes to contesting the next Dragon, having that pressure. It will be a Chem Soul, which, I mean, I think it's become a pretty good Soul, especially after the last round of buffs that it got. Makes you that much more durable, especially in extended team fights.
I think it's probably, yeah, it's probably still not the best, but ultimately, getting control of that objective, still important. Especially with Otacon spawn being on the bottom side of the map as well. Naturally where Team Heretics are going to want to be.
Chayek up to it.
Naknako just continues to be a nuisance. Keep in mind, he was getting pushed in lane without having completed that item. Finally recalls and completes the Trinity Force, and you can see how one-sided the trades are. 4 stacks left on the coal, too, so it's about to be a huge gold injection for Vitality and Naknako. Team Heretics may try to force the fight. TP onto the top side. Niski off on the side, has been caught out. Sheo channeling the Herald here, maybe hoping to find a knock as Naknako is now one running. Now it's going to be the initial kill onto Niski. The bailout coming through, but he already had to burn it on himself. Camilo now chasing Niski, not going to be able to get one kill back. Chayek forced away. Sheo getting the reset, but it's only Niski down so far. In the meantime, push coming through in the mid lane from Karzi, but it's the Herald crashing topside. Naknako might be in trouble. Sten here looking for a little bit of a round 2. Flash away from the hook. Charm going in. Naknako clean footwork though. Finally a second charge. A TP in. I don't think this is what Sheo wanted. He's just going to try to get out of here as quickly as he can. Meanwhile in the mid lane, Flacket trying to hold on as best he can. It's a bit of a messy sequence across the map.
Yeah, action happening across the board. Some crucial takeaways so that Heretics get their first tower of the game. But Vitality find themselves with 3. The gold is still in their favor just because of the advantages that the solo laners continue to accrue. Like, it's Heretics being proactive on the map, but Naknako has a 1.1k gold lead.
There's a diffy in the tiffy.
Yep. And meanwhile, in mids, again, we come back to it, still a full level difference between Chayak and Kamilu. And it's Kamilu working with his team to try and find plays on the map, and Chayak's like, okay, I'll just... I mean, he went top to steal farm. Take a tower, leave. I'm going back to farming. That man is just moving around the map, prioritizing, opening up the map by securing these early towers, and he's just prioritizing catching waves where he can. Of course, the 1k gold lead in favor of Sheo it's noticeable, it's there. In terms of the atomization, he looks strong. The question is, will he be enough as we get closer and closer to these big fights?
Yeah. And it's interesting because you can see the prio pick of the Varus for Team Heretics is good, but it's been matched okay by the Jhin that Karthik's brought, whereas the blind of his ear has not really been matched by Kamilu's Ahri at all. Despite the expectations of better early playmaking, as Naknako is a menace. Follow-up coming in from Linsis as well. Kamilu forced to ult. Sheo now trying to run. He's just going to Goomba stuff. Instant 2 into the wall. Naknako. 1v9 machine finding the engage. Flacken finally firing back, but he throws a house at him. He takes him out. Vitality on the chase. It's a slaughter in the river. They get the 5v5. The solo laners finally allowed to participate.
Wow, Vitality just steamroll through Heretics, picking up 3 quick kills and an uncontested dragon. He might be fishing for more. Carlson is hovering around. He wants to stop this red buff.
Infernal Chains down. Naknako going forward. World Ender there. Big healing coming in. Niski now going to be the one in trouble. Red buff versus Carlson.
Barely saving Niski.
Managing to disengage. I think Naknako as well, but the dragon will fall. But the dragon, to be honest, in that sequence, not that important. The massive number of kills, the huge gold injection, going to be the bigger problem.
Snap engage from Vitality was quick and effective. Heretics was immediately on the back foot, forced to retreat. And then Naknako and Chayak, the solo laners, as you highlighted, were really impactful in this fight. Both finding themselves the 1.5k individual lead over their lane opponent. It's just a contest over the river, but Sheo takes way too much damage trying to clear out a ward. He then has to disengage. He gets brought back in by the handshake, and then that's Nako's opportunity to go in. One shot lands from Kazi, a second lands. Sten has to block it, but Nako can still find the kill. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Chayak is taking out Kamilu with the help of his team, and he walks away with a double. 3-0-0 now for the Vitality mid lane.
Heretics trying to fire back now, taking control of mid lane. Otacon ready on the bottom side of the map. We'll see if they can find a way to even things up. It's only a 1.3k gold difference between them, but I think Team Heretics a bit over-eager there around the river, right? We know they have better engage tools, but if they walk face first into Vitality, Vitality can still find those hooks, can find those handshakes, excuse me, make the fights happen. Milo at the very least trying to pick up as much farm as he can, try to catch up to Shaq, who still remains about a whole level ahead of him.
Vitality should feel pretty comfortable with their position right now. They've demonstrated that when it comes to the fights, they're still more than strong enough. And you talked about the handshakes. Here's another.
Handshake. There it is. Camilla one dash. Charm there as well. Ultra Blast Cone going to take him out. It's so difficult.
Open up the Otacon is the question. Azir is there. He's pushing in bot lane.
And I think while Niski has died a couple of times, the combination of the bailout and these clean handshakes have been so impossible for Team Heretics to deal with. It's resulted in so many quick kills, so many picks. He's got 80% kill participation, and yeah, maybe some mispositioning, but ultimately a solid performance. Great use of that Renata that you mentioned in draft. Team Heretics willing to bet on the 50-50. TP in. Sheo not sure if he wants to get involved. Nako powerful. 2k getting lower on the Otacon. Ulti in from Sheo. Sheo in the midst of the pit. Who's going to get the Otacon? 50-50 on the smite. Linz is getting lower and lower. He just wants to finish the objective. Charm through. 200 HP. Otacon finally going to drop in favor of Vitality while Nako is off on the side. Just continuing to rain auto attacks. Hyper procs. Everything in their favor. Carlson tries to style, but Nako faster. He jumps. It just completely bamboozles him. Nako playing a game of his life right now.
Vitality's health bars get so low that Heretics cannot finish anyone off. It is 4 kills for Vitality. It's going to be another tower as well. They are just running rampant in these fights, and Heretics is quickly losing control over the game.
And again, we see the start here, the call to 50-50. It's a difficult fight. Ultimately, though, Vitality just getting a lot done.
So Nagnako immediately TPs in, and he kind of splits up the fight a little bit. Vitality gets very low. Then Sheo diving into the backline, completely isolated, means that Vitality turn all their attention onto him. A nice snipe from Flackhead, but then the bailout brings Chayak back into the fight. He's able to go back to base and then look for a TP in. The snipes come through, and you can see how low Vitality members get. But Flackhead really can't get involved in the fight. He's doing what he can from over the wall, but the consistent damage coming through from Vitality means that they just get the better of Heretics in the extended play.
And it's this situation now where Team Heretics have to rally. 4K gold deficit, it starts to feel impossible, but you cannot let yourself feel that way. This is a team that held out in so many games, in so many situations over the regular season to mount impossible comeback, even against Vitality with bigger gold leads than this. But that said, it doesn't make it easy. Even the knowledge that you've done it once before does not make it an easy task. And we've mentioned it, Vitality's scaling. They're so comfortable in this game.
Vitality sometimes get over aggressive.
Going into the midst of the team. The peel back is good. Nagnako getting chunked out. The Nari tries to find the ult. It's a little bit too desperate. The bailout is there, but I don't think it's going to amount to much. Sheo now going in. Manages to get him reset. Carlson off to the side. Hook now connecting. Looking for some follow, but Karzi's untouched as of yet. Niski standing off to the side. A few more seconds till the bailout's available again. Sten looking for a little bit of lockup. Trying to make his way out. Lince is taking his time in the fight. Finding one. Karzi off to the side. Looking to add a little bit of damage to the mix. In the end, a 1-for-1 top laner for support.
Thing is, Heretics should have been happy with the single kill that they got, but they wanted to fish for a little bit more, and now they're paying for it. Karzi likely going to get chunked back, but I don't think he cares as Chayak continues to hit onto that top tower. It's a 1-for-1, but another tower gained in favor of Vitality. The dragon is spawning soon. Sheo, is he thinking about it? It's a bit risky. I mean, the pings are coming down. TP not available for Camilo, is available for Carlson. Sheo quickly trying to heal up where he can as Vitality quickly reset back out onto the map.
Oh, the trap. Giving them a bit of info. Scuttlecrab down now, so they will at least have some vision in the
I don't
pit.
think they can afford to contest.
I just don't think they need to.
Yeah.
I don't think this is where you want to fight.
Yeah, I agree. Try and get a bit more itemization. Try and look for a pick. I mean, a pick would make all the difference with a composition like this. You could quickly snowball into so much more.
It's tough though. Karzi has the cleanse. Chayak has the seekers. So a lot of the targets that you would be able to kill quickly are just not easy pickings, especially with the build that Chayak's gone for, right? So much just flat HP.
Vitality is in a fantastic spot right now. With full control over the game, they'll start moving into the enemy jungle. That red buff, Sheo. Vitality set their sights on it.
See if you can win the 50-50. The answer is yes. Have another smite charge for a little bit, but shouldn't matter too much. Ulti going in. Karzi the one caught off to the side. Bailout already used, and Niski taken down. Hook going in as well, and it's Lince who's overstays welcome. Sheo now looking to follow up 2 quick picks. And Baron's all on the board. Baron's on the table. Nagnako's on the bottom lane. Team Heretics rushing now.
Exactly what we were talking about. Heretics finding these picks can be massive, and how quickly you can snowball it into another pick. Heretics set their sights on the Baron, a potential comeback on the horizon. It's down to Chayak to see if he can interrupt.
20K. Chayak over the wall. And Nagnako continuing to split. Shifting stance from Chayak to get away. Sten going over the wall, locking up Chayak for at least a moment. Nasher down, 4 seconds back, but they will concede an inhibitor tower at the very least. Perhaps the inhibitor as well, but Nagnako has to be careful not to overstay himself. No retreat. Team Heretics big. Obviously losing a lot of the gold value because that tower was conceded, but also not giving Baron to Vitality does mean they have so much more time in this game to get a few more items.
Huge props to Heretics for finding that pick onto Niski. It was Karzi that originally flashed, but remember, they engaged from the red buff. So this engage is not expected by Vitality at all. Both Sheo and Camilo go over the wall. Niski does not flash away from the charm. And then a bit of a re-engage from Lince means that it spells his demise, allowing for Sten to connect on the hook, connect the ultimate as well, converted into 2 picks. Now Heretics, they haven't completely equalized the gold. There's still a monstrous advantage in both solo lanes for Vitality.
I mean, they're
a breath of fresh air.
We're in a weird position where every time the solo lanes are involved, they win the fight. But when Chayak and Nagnako aren't there, if Heretics can get a fight, they're very clearly going to win it. Something I think Vitality will probably remember next time.
good hook, a single charm is all it takes.
Next flash in. Sten managing to connect on a Knock-Knocko. They're not going to be able to immediately burst him down as the Rage starts to stack. Bar Assault connecting. A couple of roots there.
The damage is good. They get a huge chunk onto Knock-Knocko. The cannon minions are doing work. They should be able to secure this tower.
Down to tier 2. Sheo immediately going untargetable to try to mitigate the threat of the handshake. Camilo did opt to ult.
They want to get as much out of this Baron as they possibly can, and why not continue the siege? Vitality's members are very low.
Hostile takeover. Sheo moving out. Charm connecting onto Karzi. Big damage. Bailout gone. The arrow, where's it going to go? Will not connect. Karzi forced to retreat, though. Might mean they get a bit more.
They're definitely going to get more. This tower is undefended as Karzi is forced to back. They're setting their sights on the inhibitor.
Is it happening again? Zonya's there. Pressure on Vitality. They can't afford to make any more mistakes. They had the lead. Karzi opening up. The curtains there. Sheo backing away. Stand ready to body block. The hook to take him out. And it's going to be an inhibitor down. Traded bot lane for bot lane.
The gold gap is completely closed. Heretics now in a much more commanding position. Admittedly, a lot of the gold lead is sitting on Sheo. But we now have a very interesting game on our hands.
Look, all I'll say is, Knock-Knocko entering that Baron, got a tower, they got a tower and an inhibitor. They're sitting pretty, they're sitting comfortable, and we know how strong Knock-Knocko and Shayak are. It's the other 3 members of Vitality that are getting caught out, and Team Heretics have found members that they can pick off consistently, and they just keep getting the edge with it, and eventually, Sheo's going to be able to take down anybody he wants. He's so massively far ahead.
The poke from Flackhead is monstrous right now. He actually has a full level over Karzi himself. So as long as he can keep connecting this poke, as long as charms are still coming through from Camilo, again, the pick composition can be lethal.
Sheo hopping over, untargetable for a brief moment with the root, connecting. Sheo now trying to retreat.
Look at Camilo.
Again, hopping back out to safety. Carlson off on the side, looking for a bit more knockup. Niski already taken out. Camilo going forward. One more cash. Sten hooking the wall, not the ideal target. One more charge for Camilo. Sten rooted up with the entire team ready to body block for him. Locket used just to keep him standing. And another tower dropping in the meantime.
It's another pick in favor of Heretics. Pick after pick. Vitality is quickly falling apart. They had such a firm grasp on this game. But Vitality find themselves running into similar issues that we've seen from them before. From winning positions, they make a single mistake. They overstep their bounds. And Heretics, the resilient team, as they have been throughout spring, they stay strong. They find picks, they find opportunities, and they're very much still in this game.
Yeah, and despite the power of Shayak and Knock-Knocko on these champions, priority pick Azir, the counter pick Gnar. Outside of 1 or 2 fights, they just haven't been able to leverage these leads the way that they would like. And as Team Heretics, as you said, we didn't see it as much as we would have liked in the early game, but the mid game, at a 4K deficit, is where this team came alive, kept finding those picks, and have fought a way back into this game.
It would be cruel poetry for Vitality
Again?
to find themselves in a similar situation where they have a winning map state and then things just fall apart. Of course, Heretics still need to close things out, and Vitality is by no means weak. We've already talked extensively about the strength of their solo laners. Karzi on this Jhin, we've seen him perform magic before. This is a very close game. It's very much just Vitality's forced to play on the defensive due to losing their inhibitor. Also, there's not really much on the map to play for, so there's no need to overextend or put yourself in a dangerous position. So we return to farm, we wait for the Baron to respawn. This is when Heretics, their setup around the top side of the jungle is going to be crucial. For Vitality, they want to get what vision they can, especially around the Baron pit. If they have some deep flanking wards as a possibility, it gives them TP opportunities, it gives them avenues of attack. The Heretics, their priority right now is going to be pushing in mid and looking to clear out all of that vision to put Vitality in the dark.
Interesting, Flacky going 4th item Serpent's Fang. Love to see it against the double Sterix gauge coming out for Vitality, especially as it's so easy for him to just lay that damage down and mitigate that shielding. Additionally, I think Karzi, if he gets a bit more time to get money under his belt, the rapid fire cannon is going to make him so frustrating. Camilo's had so much freedom to dash in, to get aggressive. With those RFC autos, the additional range makes it that much more risky for Camilo to step up and fish for these picks. But still, it does feel like Heretics are the team in the driver's seat. They're the team with the tools to make plays. Sheo playing with a lot of confidence, despite not having a ton of vision. It won't cost him too much.
I guess he's trusting in his ability to go invulnerable. But Heretics are doing the right thing. They're moving into the enemy jungle. Look at this vision. It is... Vitality can barely see anything. Like this Ooh, Camilo.
Root onto Camilo. One more auto. He's about to get one pop. Nako finishes the kill. Has just gone mega. Has flash. Has the hop.
That is a huge mistake from Camilo. 45 seconds. The Ahri is now down. The Baron is available, and Vitality should very much look to try and start a fight.
Team Redix may need to find a pick of their own if they want to stop this from happening, but Nako once again fearless, just running face first.
They'll melt this Baron with the Azir Chai. Level 17 now. It's going to be started off. Here we go.
Doesn't have Nashers, but it will still be decent damage. Baron doing some damage back in return. The Flak and Pokesming left to keep our eye on. Redemption coming through. Ulti crucially missing from Flak as Nako starts to stack Rage. Lynch is hopping out of the pit to try and keep Shay away. Untargetability down. Niski missing with the ult, but it doesn't matter. That's Baron to the side of Vitality. Team Heretics starting to back away. Down goes the big purple worm. Vitality happy to have the buff. Team Heretics trying to herd them, trying not to let them walk back. Sten only taking a little bit of damage. Nako waiting patiently in the brush. Shay full committing. Nako going mega, but it's Carlson on the backside. Carlson getting mid door damage down, and then Shine can't do a hell of anything. And Lensis is going in. Camilo to borrow. Niski in trouble. Nako desperate to try and turn it back with an R. It's too little. It's too late. The follow-up is there. Triple kill for Carlson. Bodied in lane, but man, this man finds a way. Coming alive. Down goes Nako. Team Heretics have made the impossible possible. They have made the comeback happen.
It is a clean ace, and there is no one standing in their way. There is only the Nexus towers left that will quickly fall, and Heretics have done it.
Oh, they were doubted after yesterday, but they stayed strong, calm, cool, collected. Team Heretics make it to playoffs.
A hard-fought season for Heretics. 4K gold down, but they find the picks, they find the avenues back into the game. And then it was the Carlson flank at the very end, the TP arrival of Camilo. Vitality, they could not get away, and Heretics got an ace, a clean ace at that.
The clean ace, the call to keep them around the Baron despite the potential for them to get turned on and lose 2 or 3 members, playing just at arm's length right until that flank arrived.
To end their season on what has been the story of their split, resilience, finding ways to fight back.
That felt like a best of 5 in one game.
It's like they're always at the edge of the cliff, yet they never drop their shield. They stand and they will take that beating until they see that small window to fight back.
And the chance for redemption against GX. Some incredible stuff from Team Heretics. I mean, I'm stunned.
Yeah,
that game, I thought with the Azir, with the Gnar as far ahead as they were, there was no way. There was no way they could come back, but they made it happen. And of course, commiserations to Vitality, playing the tiebreaker, not able to make it out in the end, despite an incredible early game from their solo laners. Just a difference in picks, getting caught out here and there. Even with the lead they had, they couldn't close confidently. Team Heretics again proving that they can weather any storm, it would seem.
Yeah, I mean, we can look back at how the early game played out, and it was a lot of skirmishing in the early game, a bit of overstepping here and there, but we were at a dead-even game very early on. It was very much in the mid-game where, while plays were being made by Heretics, the solo laners from Vitality were just continuing to build advantages, and then this fight really blew the game open for Vitality. They got a huge team fight win. They ended up getting a bunch of kills. They were starting to swing the momentum back in their favor. They were chipping down these towers. I mean, at this point, they'd already taken down 3. They were setting their sights on the tier 2s. And especially around the Arakan as well, you thought that, oh man, this is what the team fights are going to look at. Heretics just don't quite have the damage to clean up on the fights. But then as we got later into the game, Heretics continue to find these picks, crucially around the red buff. When they made that clever play over the wall, they get that connection onto Niski, the re-engage that comes through from Linsus, meaning that he ends up dropping as well. That was the big turnaround, and this is the play that I was talking about. The fact that they're able to find this pick, no flash ends up coming through from Niski. The fact that Linsus re-engages here, the jungler disappears, and then the Baron is available. This was the start of a huge comeback for Heretics.
That it was.
And look at Carlson here on the flank. The TP comes through as well.
And just what a cathartic moment for someone who was bullied in lane.
I mean, pretty much silent the whole game, right?
His
final scoreline was 3-1-1. This is where he got all of the kills that he got in this game. But I mean, what a time to do it, right? If you're going to clutch up, then do it in the most important moment.
100%. And I think for both solo laners, it has to feel so good after what was a super rough early game. Again, the Ahri not really working out, the Aatrox not really working out in lane, but despite the first, I think, 10, 15 minutes, us not seeing a lot of the picks, a lot of the power that Ahri could bring, there were so many moments where they found those angles. Whether it was Stend, who, again, I think the tenacity of this player is impressive because he whipped like the first 4 hooks in lane, didn't let it get to him, and just started hitting every single hook mid to late game to find these picks. And you mentioned it once before, and I think we have to say it again. Flakked, yes, you expect Varus to do good damage, right? But Flakked's damage numbers that game were disgusting.
Yep.
He was the difference between these teams that allowed 2 solo laners with a 2K gold deficit to still find these kills, to still find these picks. Absolute MVP performance from him, I think it's safe to say.
Well, we're going to get to hear from him in a bit. We're just waiting for the...
Well, there's no... He's here. He's here now.
Hello, here.
We'll
we don't have to do any ramble. Welcome, Flakked.
Hello, brother. I got to turn you up on my side. But first off, like...
Can you hear us? Just
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I think... What the heck did we just... How do you guys keep coming back, man?
I mean, I don't know. I think we just saw like 2 teams choking it to oblivion. But
2 heroic teams caught in a battle for survival.
We choked it less, so we just took the win.
I mean, I genuinely think like that pick that you got around the red buff, like that was the game changer. Right?
Yeah.
But you guys finding that, I think... Like, what's the comms like in a situation such as this? How are you guys constantly trying to be proactive and look for these plays?
I mean, to be honest, I was like really chilling today myself, because I mean, I was like really, like mentally prepared for the game. And after I saw how both teams were playing, I was like, okay, guys, everyone is choking, but just wait for their mistake, because eventually they will just make a mistake. And after we did the pick on red, I was like, yeah, I think if we just take a deep breath and just chill, I think we're gonna take this game.
Nice.
And it seems like you always are able to do that, which I think is...
I mean, I'm really annoying in this kind of games, because I'm just like constantly reminding everyone to just take a deep breath, because I mean, sometimes I feel like we're even breathing through the mouth. We're like, we're so stressed that we're just like not even breathing properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think after we made the pick on red and we got the Nash and stuff, I think we actually like relaxed and we could end the game. I'm not proud, but win is a win, Like
maybe not proud of this game, but are you proud that the team managed to make it
for sure.
top 6?
I mean, I really think with what we showed, we really deserve to be like in playoffs. And like aside of like like tier lists or like whatever people thinks, like we grinded so much, and I was really stressed to like not make it. Because I mean, it was really simple, right? We either needed like either vitality to like lose against SK or like 1 game against Giants. Like it was really cringe not to make it, and I really wanted to like be prepared today to. Because honestly, we grinded our asses so hard, and I really feel like we deserved it. So it would be like really devastating if we in the end we fall short, but. Yeah, I'm really proud of the boys. Like these last weeks, I know, and everyone is aware in the team that we are not playing good. I think yesterday against Giants, it was a tragedy. Like it was so, it was such
rough. Yeah.
It was. I mean, it was disgusting. It was disgusting. But yeah, we really showed a lot of work and we put a lot of effort. So I'm just honestly really proud of everyone in the team.
Yeah, I mean, it showed today the effort that you guys put in, even if you weren't able to live up to your own expectations. Ultimately, it got you over the line, and it's enough now that you'll get another chance. Of course, you don't have the luxury of top 4, but you are playing up against GX. Tough matchup, I think it's safe to say. Although they're a team that I think, similar to you guys, has had a bit of an inconsistent performance. How do you feel about them as an upcoming opponent and kind of the practice that you're going to have leading into the first week of playoffs?
I mean, I think to be fair, we just need to just play our game, Because I think yesterday and like the Fnatic series, we really didn't play our game. I think we were like really pressured on stage as well. We were having like some troubles in the team lately, so it was like a bit hard to manage this week. But I really think we can just show a different face against Giants. I mean, to be honest, it's not hard because what we showed yesterday was disgusting. But
a winning face, perhaps. Not a different face, but a winning face.
I'm really happy and like comfortable going into GX. I really want to show that we can perform good against top teams. And I don't think GX is the top team. But every time we play against them, we drop the most disgusting game. I'm pretty much saying disgusting, but yeah, I'm really confident and comfortable going into them.
help us understand, because we thought that this game was like a perfect representation of your split as a whole, which is this kind of resilient mindset. And you talked a lot about how you kept the players breathing and calm. Like, is this a weekly thing for you where you're just telling everyone, like, guys, calm down?
I just say it when I really feel like, for example, we make like really random plays, or like really, when we make like really rush decisions.
Right.
And in game, right, you can feel that if I don't know, if you say play front to back and then your front line is flanking or something, it's like, this doesn't make any sense. Then is when I'm trying to like, try to keep the team calm. But today I really, I think my mic check is breathe. I'm doing like a mindfulness session in the game.
We could all use a Flacked mindfulness session from time to time. You need a Flacked mindfulness session. Who is the Flacked for Flacked? That's my question.
My Flacked is Ryan. He's helping us a lot, like sports psychologist or like performance coach. I really love working with him, and I'm really proud that he's in the team, helping us a lot. And Ryan is just the GOAT.
Yeah, I'm glad that there's someone there for you too. Because it's as cool as it is that you're able to calm all these people down. You're in the middle of it too. You're the guy who's putting up damage numbers while telling everyone to take a deep breath. Looking ahead at the other teams in playoffs, I kind of want to get your take on who you think are the top dogs coming in right now.
Do we have that confirmed yet?
We don't have the matchups. We do have a top 4 at the very least. So again, KC, Fnatic, MKOI in 3rd, and then G2 in 4th.
Yeah, I think for sure the strongest teams, in my opinion, are KC and Fnatic. But I think it really depends on the day that they want to show up, because I think KOI showed like really good performances as well, but as well they showed that they're a bit coin flip sometimes. And I think G2 is kind of the same as KOI. I think they're really strong performances, but sometimes they, either maybe they cook too much on draft, or maybe, they just happen to like not play that synergized. But I think the strongest teams are KC, Fnatic for sure right now.
Do you believe in Fnatic this split? Do you feel like it's a different split for Fnatic? Up until you play against them, that is, of course.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
I think that's the #1 question. Of course, it is.
For me, I hope they're not, I really hope they're not this is not Fnatic's year. Because I want to win.
Because you want to be your year. Yeah, of course. I think that's a reasonable take.
Makes complete sense.
Yeah, it's fair.
But you guys are now going to be running the gauntlet. Of course, you guys are playing up against GX first, and then assuming you win, then there's the loser between one matchup and then the other matchup.
Yeah, now we're going to spam games.
So it's not going to be an easy road for you guys. And obviously your expectations are like, your goal is to win it all, your goal is to keep the grind on and then going. When you have 2 weeks to prepare for a series like GX, especially after just coming off a loss, is there any immediate plans that you have, thinking about what direction you're going to go, what things you want to do with the team? Is the first thing, I'm going to take a day off and then straight back to the grind? Or
for sure, I think everyone needs some rest. Because throughout this, especially these last weeks, we've been having like a bit of like a burnout, or like, like not the highest energy, or like overall. So I really think we deserve like at least like 2 days to actually breathe. But I think we need to talk as well as a team. Where are we right now? And we need to watch our games. We need to watch everyone's games, and we need to start with fully rested and with full energy. But I think right now we are in a fine spot. I think. With the last week's performances, I cannot really say that we are actually a good team, because we are not showing it.
Fair,
but I'm really, I really trust on the team, and I'm really confident, and I think we can really be a good team. But we just need to keep working.
You believe in the ceiling, right? You believe in the potential of the team.
For sure,
yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Now, we are just about a minute away from getting the playoffs bracket up, so we will actually know the matchups. But in the meantime, how much do you feel like you guys are a momentum team? Like the mood and atmosphere. You talk about yourself.
I think we're really. For sure we are like an emotional team, and I think these last weeks we had like negative momentum, if this exists. But I really think we can get like a lot of momentum, right? If we win this game, that I don't think anyone is like proud of gameplay wise, but like pressure wise and everything, we are happy that we made it. But I really think we can get a lot of momentum, because as I said, I think we have some emotional players in the roster.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes can be good, sometimes can be bad. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. But I think for sure we can build momentum, yeah.
Question that I have to always come back to. It's best of 5 now. It's fearless. When you start playing the weird stuff again, my guy.
I mean,
when's it coming out? That's all I gotta know. Where are my Swain drafts at? Bring them back. Come on.
I mean, of course we have like a lot of cooking prepared, but today was kind of like Baro's duty. Today there's no cooking. Today the kitchen was closed.
Okay.
Today was like mega try-hard draft, and but for sure I think I really didn't feel like best of 3 was gonna affect the drafting like that much.
Yeah.
But I think it affects a lot actually. So now, I mean, in game of 5, to be honest, sometimes in scrims, I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what's the priority, you know? There's like 50 champs out. I don't know what to first pick. We first pick Malphite with Silas Ban or something. I don't know what to first pick. It's so weird.
Well, I hope we get to see some more, a lot of game 5s over the course of playoffs.
For sure.
For your sake, I hope quick 3-0s, but for everyone else's sake, you know, game 5s. We do have the bracket ready to go, so we can take a look at it now. And we'll see what the final matchups are. So Fnatic, kind of exactly as expected. And then again, so G, okay.
Oh,
it's bangers.
Completely misunderstood. I was under the assumption.
I thought it was the
Gauntlet.
I thought it was the Gauntlet format.
So we were just very wrong.
We were just very wrong. Sorry, Flackid, you're not playing GX. You're playing the loser of match 1 or 2, depending on seeding, based on your seeding. So presumably, whoever has the higher seed will go against you, which means
basically, I'm pretty sure it's either playing.
Well, it can change dramatically.
Yeah. But assuming
if
the
KC
favorites
lose,
win,
you're playing KC, which is kind of terrifying.
It's basically you're not playing G2. I'm pretty sure you can play everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're playing.
I don't understand anything about brackets. Every time I see a bracket, my brain is just so confused.
It doesn't. Don't worry about it too much. Let's talk about the top side of the bracket. Fnatic G2, KCM Koi, some quick and dirty predictions. I don't want to keep you here too much longer. I know you don't want.
I mean, I think Fnatic G2. Oof, actually, I mean, they're mega bangers, but I think I'm more confident right now on Fnatic. And if Bibi is watching, I'm sorry, Bibi.
Yep.
But I mean, I just come from getting mega shitstorm by Fnatic, so I cannot really say G2. So I think Fnatic is winning. I don't know what prediction, right? I could say 3-0, 3-1, 3-2. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, of course, if more games, more bangers. And Koi K-Corp. I mean, I'm not sure as well. I think both teams are really strong right now. I mean, if I had to like flip it right now, I would say Casey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think both teams are like mega strong.
That means you're playing Koi though, if your predictions come true.
Yeah.
Which is going to be an intense first match.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, after this, I mean, I don't know, like the pressure these days, and especially this match, it was like really, you know, like overwhelming. But yeah, I mean, job's not done, right? And if we want to go further, there's going to be even more pressure.
100%.
So we just need to learn from this and adapt to our new life.
But importantly, the job's done today. And hopefully for the 1, 2, or 3, or however many days off you're going to have. Flackid, thank you for joining us again. Congrats, man, on making playoffs. I hope that it's a smooth set of practice before we see you again on the stage. That's it for us here at the LEC. This is the end of the tiebreaker day, the official end of the regular season. So we'll see you next week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Thank you, Betty. For playoffs. Be there. It's going to be sick. You don't want to miss it. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching.
I can't believe these people have to come to work on Tuesday because that's the one.
No, because of Team Heretics, they should have won yesterday.
Oh shit. Tap in, gang. Tap in.
Let's go, boys. Let's make it a fucking banger.
Should we win this?
I bot. I have to keep the play.
Can we help me on ground or not really?
Go, look at me.
I'm looking to engage.
Hey, good.
I hit.
Nice. Look, no flash. Kill Varus.
I will look Ari after.
Buy Nita. Varus dead, nice. Down through after. Okay, we are.
Look.
Flash. I can rush snap.
Just one kill. Slowly.
Nitro?
No flash Aatrox. Oh my god, lucky.
No, vision.
I can go up, I can't go up.
Absolutely. Patient. Go Nash, go Nash, go Nash, go Nash.
Take a deep breath, okay, guys? We have this.
Shale full committing, knock going mega. But it's Carlson on the backside. Carlson getting mid-door damage down, and then Shine can't do a hell of anything. And Lensis is going in. Camilo, Tafaro, Niski in trouble. Knock go desperate to try and turn it back with an R. It's too little. It's too late. The follow-up is there. Triple kill for Carlson. Bodied in lane, but man, this man finds a way. Nice!
That was a fat pick. Well played, guys. Good shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
G2, the perfect team fight. They take it all. Here comes the Crow's storm. It's not back. It's Tacoma. What is people? Oh my God! Claps, everybody. You know the story. You know the legend.
Hey, look up at the sky, it's just a starting line. Waltzing through the storm, feel the vibe align. Radiant rebels in the silent fray. In the pulse of dawn, we embrace the day. We find harmony in mayhem, finding our own beat. Eyes ablaze with laser focus. Dancing through the storm, we become the light. Against the odds, we'll stand and play in this never-ending fray. Eyes alive in the pulse of dawn, we find our beat when the chances take form through the noise. Hey, look down at the tide, it's our warning sign. It's time to rock the